also know at times really thrill us in a way because if you take into account the year of 2021, it was a year, pals, when majority of the culture hadn't well had a was not dead, pals, in that way. If you look at it, that culture slowly faded away, pals, and it's like it completely had been faded away, uh, by the so-called myth, by the myth of 2022. If you look at it in that way, you know, if you really look at it in that way, pals, then something really strange seems to happen. Just look, over the Gangamma Swami temple in the background, with the 13th across road over there, the 13th across Expressway Drive, something really terrible seems to happen. Because, pals, no matter whatever you see, even if while walking by, you come across a very beautiful woman or an actress, pals, at the bottom of your mind, you know that, you cannot do anything about it. Pals, we have been over here all the time, pals, maybe in order to collect the sort of food parcels during the night times, maybe, in order to go to the so-called automated teller machine or whatever. Pals, when there are students of School of Engineering here nearby, especially who happen to have an appreciation or some sort of recognition of the Jalajian culture, then it creates a very significant moment. Pals, that moment, can't be created, because pals, we cannot invite Stu, or rather the Stuart from the movie Phone Booth. We can't invite him at all. First of all, we don't even have time, to watch that movie. There is such a deal of problem, pals, that for anything to be done, for any movie to be watched or whatever, pals, there is no time. And on top, pals, life literally seems to suck. It seems as if, there should be some sort of centers where, people are gonna go and, they're gonna be like truly stress-free. One great way to do it is, if you basically gonna come across a beautiful princess or something, but it's like, even that doesn't tend to happen. Well, we have never really understood as to, how are we gonna make a movie about everything, or rather, apply, some sort of slapstick tenets, well, in order for it to, be made, more colorful or rather, more savory. We don't really understand it at all. And pals, this is what really tends to happen, and it literally disturbs the hell out of us. Look, here's a damn security personnel, who is gonna see and goddamn bullshit.